What if everything your gym teacher, your fitness app, and your entire Instagram feed told you about burning belly fat was wrong? Not slightly wrong, catastrophically wrong. Here's the thing nobody is talking about. Right now, at this very second, your body has a biological fat burning switch, and the moment you start walking too fast, you accidentally flip it off. A landmark study published in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that subjects walking at moderate, low-intensity pace burned up to 67% more fat per minute than those walking at a brisk, high-intensity pace, not because they worked harder, but because they worked smarter. And in the next 9 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why, down to the molecular level, slow walking is one of the most devastatingly effective fat-burning tools your body has ever been given, and almost nobody is using it correctly. Let's start with a truth that most people never learn in school. Your body is not a simple machine. It's a hybrid vehicle, and it runs on two completely different fuel sources, fat and glucose. That's sugar. And here's the critical part. Your body chooses which fuel to burn based on how hard you're working. Think of it like this. When you're driving slowly through a neighborhood, your hybrid car runs on the electric battery. Quiet, efficient, clean. But the moment you hit the highway and floor the accelerator, the gasoline engine kicks in. Loud, fast, and burning through fuel at a terrifying rate. Your body works exactly the same way. At low to moderate intensity, like a slow, relaxed walk, your body fires up what scientists call the aerobic fat oxidation pathway. This is your electric engine. It's slow, it's efficient, and it runs almost exclusively on stored body fat, including that stubborn visceral fat sitting around your organs. But the moment you push harder, faster walking, jogging, or sprinting, your body screams emergency and switches to burning glucose. Fast, explosive, but here's the kicker. Glucose burns out in minutes and your body starts hoarding fat for later emergencies. A 2021 study from the European Journal of Sports Science confirmed this. At 40 to 55% of maximum heart rate, which is basically a comfortable stroll, fat oxidation rates were at their absolute peak. Push past 70%, fat burning drops off a cliff. You've been flooring the accelerator, and your fat has been laughing at you. Now, here's where it gets really interesting and honestly a little terrifying. When you walk fast, jog, or do high-intensity exercise, your body doesn't just switch fuel sources. It also triggers a full-blown stress response. Your adrenal glands pump out a hormone called cortisol, the body's ancient survival chemical. Cortisol is brilliant in a genuine emergency. If a lion is chasing you, cortisol floods your system, dumps glucose into your blood for instant energy, and tells your fat cells, lock down, we might need you later. The problem is your body cannot tell the difference between being chased by a lion and doing a 45-minute power walk. A groundbreaking study published in Psychoneuroendocrinology found that chronic, moderate to high-intensity exercise without adequate recovery elevated cortisol levels by up to 48% above baseline in sedentary adults. And elevated cortisol has one very specific, very cruel side effect. It preferentially deposits fat in the abdominal region. That's right. The harder you push, the more cortisol you release. The more cortisol you release, the more your body clings to belly fat like it's a life raft. It's the ultimate biological trap. You're working harder, sweating more, feeling the burn, and your body is quietly, efficiently building a bigger belly. Slow walking, on the other hand, it keeps cortisol almost completely flat. Your nervous system stays in what scientists call parasympathetic dominance, the rest and digest mode. And in that calm, low-stress state, your fat cells open up like a flower in sunlight, releasing stored fat directly into the bloodstream to be burned as fuel. Your body, in its infinite wisdom, only burns fat when it feels safe. Let's go even deeper, because this is where the real magic happens. Inside every muscle cell are tiny organelles called mitochondria. You probably remember them as the powerhouse of the cell. And while that's true, it wildly undersells what they actually do. Think of mitochondria as ultra-sophisticated fat-burning furnaces. They're the only place in your body where fat gets converted into usable energy. And furnaces need two things: time and oxygen. Fat molecules are large and energy-dense, like burning a massive oak log, slow, steady, and produces enormous heat. Glucose? That's newspaper. Fast, explosive, gone in seconds. When you walk slowly, your muscles are flooded with oxygen. Your mitochondria grab fat molecules, run them through a process called beta oxidation, and convert them into ATP, your body's energy currency, efficiently, relentlessly. A 2022 paper in Nature Metabolism found that consistent low-intensity exercise increases mitochondria count in muscle cells by up to 40% in just 8 weeks. More furnaces, more fat burned, even while you're on the couch. Slow walking doesn't just burn fat during the walk. It rewires your metabolism to burn more fat around the clock. Knowing how to walk is half the equation. The other half, the part most fitness content ignores, is when. Your biology isn't a static machine. It's a rhythmic, time-sensitive system. The same slow walk hits completely differently depending on when you do it. Window number 1, the post-meal walk. A study in diabetes care found a 15-minute slow walk within 30 minutes of eating slashed post-meal blood glucose spikes by 37%. Why does that matter? Because every glucose spike triggers insulin, and insulin's job, when sugar is already high, is to convert that excess into belly fat. A slow walk intercepts that process entirely. Your muscles absorb the glucose, insulin stays low, and your fat cells never get the storage signal. Think of it as a biological bouncer at the door of your abdomen. Window number 2, the morning walk. Just 20 minutes of slow walking in natural morning light triggers a hormonal cascade that sets your metabolic tone for the entire day. Light hits receptors in your eyes, suppresses melatonin, and fires a healthy cortisol awakening response, a brief pulse that improves insulin sensitivity and primes fat cells for oxidation. Research in the Journal of Biological Rhythms found morning walkers accumulated measurably less visceral fat over 12 weeks than evening-only exercisers, with identical total steps. Window number 3, the evening wind-down walk. A gentle post-dinner stroll lowers sympathetic nervous system activation, drops evening cortisol, and improves heart rate variability, setting the stage for deep sleep. And here's the longevity kicker. A study in Sleep Medicine Reviews found poor sleep is one of the strongest independent predictors of visceral fat, stronger than diet. Your evening walk isn't just a walk, it's a fat loss investment in tomorrow. Here's the final piece, and it ties everything together. Fat loss is not an event, it's a biological remodeling process, and remodeling requires one thing above all else: consistency over time. High-intensity exercise is like hiring a demolition crew 3 times a week, dramatic, exhausting, and the house never quite gets finished. Slow walking is like hiring a quiet craftsman who shows up every single day. Less dramatic, but after 90 days, the house is transformed. A 2023 meta-analysis and obesity reviews, 14,000-plus participants, found that daily low to moderate intensity walkers lost significantly more visceral fat over 6 months than people doing HIIT 3 times per week. Not slightly more, significantly more. The mechanism: daily slow walking chronically upregulates lipoprotein lipase, an enzyme that pulls fat from your bloodstream and feeds it directly into muscle cells to be burned. Walk consistently, produce more enzyme, more fat burned at rest. This is the compound interest of fat loss. Walk at a pace where you can hold a full conversation. That's 40 to 55% of max heart rate, your fat-burning sweet spot. Aim for 45 to 60 minutes daily, but even 20 minutes after meals moves the needle profoundly. Morning, post-meal, evening, every day. That's it. You don't need to suffer. You don't need to sprint. You don't need to flood your body with cortisol chasing a burn that's secretly working against you. Your body already has the most sophisticated fat-burning system ever engineered. It's been waiting for you to stop fighting it. All you have to do is slow down.